Exclusive contracted novel by Feilu Novel Network. The sound of ghosts knocking on the door is too loud, which even attracts neighbors to beat up. Jiang Yan was reborn into a scumbag in the world of supernatural revival, awakened to the system of choosing the heavenly master. From then on, there was an additional insane despicable heavenly master in this world, carrying a sledgehammer and spreading love and peace to ghosts everywhere. Tomorrow's headline. Jianghu is dangerous. The sound of ghosts knocking on the door at night is so loud that it even attracts the neighbor's big brother from society to beat him up. Enthusiastic Lord Yang Zhong said, "Uncle Police, I saw with my own eyes a social elder brother robbing a headless female ghost. Chow, does he still want to rob SE? Humble ghost kings. Wuwuwu, big brother, stop digging. It's illegal to forcibly demolish. There's really no or under our graves. Kyushu paranormal investigation team." Speaking of which, the leaders may not believe it. Nowadays, in China, there are fierce ghosts riding horses all day long to do good deeds, fearing that Jiang Yan, the big brother of society, will come knocking on us. Based on this, we may be unemployed. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. 001 Ghost knocking on the door, the sound is too loud. Seeking flower reviews. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Buckle buckle. Knock and knock. Sitting at home, Jiang Yan looked at the computer screen in anger and was very irritable. The Chinese national football team on the screen is demonstrating their true strength excellently, losing the game in hundreds of unexpected postures. The sound of knocking on the door could be heard from time to time. The knocking on the door was not from his house, but from the girl next door. It has been more than 10 minutes, and I don't know if the guy knocking on the door is really full and has nothing to do. Every few seconds, he buckles and tilts up, completely uninterrupted. It has been half a month since he was reborn, and Jiang Yan still has a strong ability to control his temper, much better than his predecessor who was a gangster in society. Stepping on a horse. Jiang Yan decided to be polite before attacking. Yeah, first call the next door. If he gets the package and this guy knocks, then it depends on whether he can knock his brain out or not. Hey, this body is nothing but handsome. I am simply sorry for my elegant and easy-going military image in the previous life. Pop. Turn off the computer. Jiang Yan made a phone call to the girl next door. She was a beautiful young anchor with a long chest and thighs, hair as long as a waterfall, and a good appearance of over 95%. Her name was Liu Qinghang, and she was studying at Communication University. She was quite nice and even called Jiang Yan to drink soup at home every few days. It's just that the taste is a bit unique. I always like to stew things like turtles, lamb loins, goji berries, pigeon eggs, etc., which makes it easy for me to catch fire. Hello, Liu Qinghang's sweet voice quickly came from the other end of the phone. Brother Jiang, what's wrong? This is still the first time you've called me. Jiang Yan said helplessly, there's a fool knocking at your doorstep. It's been knocking for a whole 16 or 17 minutes without stopping. Do you want to see which courier it is and complain about it? Liu Qinghang's voice paused, somewhat surprised. No, I'm right at home. Why didn't I hear any knocking on the door? From just now until now, I have been in the living room. Wait, Brother Jiang, I'll go take a look at Cat's Eye. Say it. Jiang Yan heard the sound of her wearing slippers and running to the door to look. After a few seconds, Liu Qinghang's tone became somewhat tense. Brother Jiang. There's no one at my doorstep. Did you really hear me right? Jiang Yan held his phone and approached the source of the knocking sound. Liu Qinghang also clearly heard the knocking on the door from Jiang Yan's side on his phone. She almost burst into tears and said, I heard you, but there's really no one at the door. There's no one at your doorstep either. Oh, my goodness. Jiang Yan raised his eyebrows and realized that the situation seemed to be off. Wait a minute, I'll go out and take a look. He casually picked up the regular baseball bat at home. Think deeply for a moment. What if I break someone? The medical expenses in the second half of my life can be quite expensive, but I can't be like the scumbag in my predecessor's society. Jiang Yan put down his bat. Returning to the miscellaneous room, after a moment, he took out a super large iron hammer with cold and rusty black shuttle. It weighs 20 pounds. This is easy to use, ensuring one-step implementation and saving national medical resources. And at this moment, a prompt sound suddenly rang in his mind, detected that the host is in a supernatural environment, the supernatural selection system is activated. Presenting the host with a large gift package for newcomers. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Celestial Master Daopao. Celestial Master Daopao. The Celestial Master Inheritance Daopao can resist attacks from fierce ghosts below level 4, making it difficult for water and fire to invade. Ding! Congratulations to the host, you have obtained a Weapon Enhancement Card. Weapon Enhancement Card. This card allows you to select any weapon for enhancement, turning it into a magic weapon that can cause damage to the fierce ghost. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the Soul-Seeking Talisman. Soul-Seeking Talisman. A disposable item that can search for the trace of a fierce ghost through clues and clues. Ding! Congratulations to the host, you have obtained the Divine Power. Cave Void Tong Yu. Dong Su Tong Yu. It allows the host to temporarily enter a telepathic state and glimpse invisible objects. Jiang Yan was taken aback for a moment, and immediately felt delighted. Coming just right, with this thing, he has more confidence. He immediately extracted the gift package as a gift. A plain white and loose Taoist robe appeared on him, without any pattern, but his temperament was detached from the mortal world, highlighting his already handsome appearance like a banished immortal. Weapons. Jiang Yan pondered for a moment. His gaze fell on the big hammer in his hand. Sure, this is enough for the underworld. Holding a sledgehammer to transcend the soul of the dead is simply exciting. System. Has the host confirmed the use of weapon enhancement cards for the hammer? Okay. The weapon enhancement card in Jiang Yan's hand turned into a black light and disappeared into the large iron hammer. The rust on the hammer gradually began to fall off, emitting a dark and gloomy glow. The edges still had a slightly gilded color, and the size was several sizes larger, almost 3 times larger than before. A hammer head is bigger than a human brain. And on the body of the hammer, at some point, there were majestic veins clinging to it, with the words "Soul Control" vaguely visible, making it look particularly sophisticated. Soul-suppressing hammer. A magical tool enhanced from a regular iron hammer, which can cause huge damage to spiritual bodies. Can be further upgraded. Jiang Yan was admiring the soul-calming hammer, which looked like an artwork and was particularly domineering. Liu Qinghang on the phone was already in a hurry, smoking. Don't, brother Jiang. I'll call the police in case there's any danger, Liu Qinghang reminded repeatedly. You must not open the door. Jiang Yan chuckled and said, this guy has been knocking on the door for half an hour. I'll go out and ask if his hands are tired. Say it. With a creak. Jiang Yan twisted open the door. He and Liu Qinghang are opposite each other. When he opened the door, he saw a figure hunched over, with a cold air permeating all over his body. The old lady looked up, revealing a fierce and gloomy face. Her forehead was sunken in half, like a rotten watermelon, still emitting pus and blood. She could even vaguely see her brain being hovered and landed by flies. New book release, kneel down for flowers to evaluate monthly pass. The Power of 007 Spirit Binding Dispatch. Instantly, 4 heads, Level 2, Li. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The power of 007 Spirit Binding Dispatch. Instantly, 4 heads, level 2 fierce ghosts. Seeking flower evaluation monthly pass, ho 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 ho. The child-devouring ghost hidden on Mrs. Su burst out with a strange cold laugh. I can't control myself. Why don't we just eat up all the things that are bothering you today? The yin energy is dense, like the surging ice wind. Zhou Doran's face changed as he took a step forward and stood in front of Jiang Yan, saying, Kid, step back. This guy, you're not a match. The cultivation realm includes nourishing qi, condensing qi, entering the Tao, and innate. Each level corresponds to 2 levels of fierce ghosts. The highest level that can be dealt with in the nourishing qi realm is level 2, and the highest level that can be dealt with in the condensing qi realm is level 4 fierce ghosts. He barely managed to deal with a level 2 fierce ghost at a moderate level in the middle of his qi nourishing state. The child-devouring ghost in front of me clearly eats children a lot, and with its strange methods, it is definitely outstanding among the second-level fierce ghosts. Just you. The devouring child ghost suddenly appeared from Mrs. Su, and with her mouth open and closed, she called out a name. Zhou Muren. Zhou Muren. His tone is eerie and long. Zhou Daoran was well prepared, combining his soul and body, and guarding the elixir field with qi. Give your all, fight against the power of this curse, persevere, and finally hold on to yourself, without being challenged into a state of separation. Fortunately, he teaches the dual cultivation of life and soul in Chuanzhen. Otherwise, someone who does not cultivate life and soul will curse and his soul will leave on the spot. Hehe, I want to see if he also has such a trick. Yan Tonggue saw that he couldn't take Zhou Muren for a moment and turned his head to stare at Jiang Yan, starting to chant softly. Jiang Yan. Jiang Yan. It's broken. Zhou Doran's face changed and he quickly prompted, don't respond to him, otherwise you. I haven't finished speaking. Jiang Yan responded confidently, here, Sun Tzu. He dragged the huge soul hammer and made a piercing friction sound on the ground, slowly walking towards the child-devouring ghost. Don't worry, big baby is coming soon, he said me chow. Zhou Daoran was stunned. This kid, why is there nothing at all? What's so unreasonable about Tumiao? To easily withstand the curse of a second-level ghost, one must at least be able to deal with the level of the third-level ghost's condensed energy state. The later stage of nourishing qi cannot be achieved so easily. The devouring child ghost was also shocked and his voice changed tone. What's wrong with you? Merit value plus 20. Jiang Yan approached him with a smile, slapped it, and quickly grabbed the throat of the child-devouring ghost, suddenly pulling it out. I see you're quite mesmerizing. Jiang Yan approached and stared at the devouring child ghost. Now give you a chance, shout loudly and bring me all the ghosts nearby. Otherwise. The child-devouring ghost scared and urinated. Boss, please spare your life, I will definitely shout well, he said cautiously. He immediately raised his throat and began to make eerie calls towards the sky. In no time. On both sides of the crossroads, 4 illusory and terrifying ghost figures appeared. These 4 figures are basically second-level fierce ghosts like the devouring child ghost. Big brother, can you spare me now? The devouring child ghost blushed and said. Jiang Yan grinned and said, of course, I'll forgive you for the Su family's matter. I have a small request. Can you learn how to bark like a dog? Your voice is very suitable, he's such a beast. The face of the devouring child ghost turned green. System. Merit value plus 20. We have reached the limit. In order to survive, he could only lie on the ground, pout his head, and start barking. I called a few times. The devouring child ghost raised its head to please him, but what greeted him was the massive soul hammer that quickly magnified in his eyes. Boom. Accompanied by the ground cracking. The devouring child ghost explodes directly, stay put, GG. Zhou Muren was stunned and said, "Chow, didn't you just say you forgive him?" Jiang Yan angrily put away his hammer and said, "Yes, but I also feel that as a second-level fierce ghost, learning to bark like a dog is too disrespectful. Is it meaningful for a ghost without dignity to live?" Zhou Muren. You're amazing. System. Congratulations to the host for killing the second-level fierce ghost devouring the child ghost, merit value plus 200. Currently, merit value is 365. The host completed a supernatural mission and successfully saved Mrs. Su and Su Xiaoguai. Distributing rewards. Ding the Detention Spirit Dispatch General, 50-year cultivation, breathing technique, and evil soul pill have been distributed to the host's personal space and can be extracted. Jiang Yan immediately extracted 3 things. Lingshuan Generals, 50 years of cultivation, and gathering breath technique. A cool feeling came through, and all the information about the detention of the spirit in his mind was imprinted deep in his memory. Let him instantly integrate. A sense of control over the soul comes to mind. As long as he moves his mind, he can forcefully erase the self-awareness of the fierce ghost and directly control the other party. Arrest the spirit and send the general, domineering. Strange. 50 years of cultivation turn into a warm current, flowing throughout the body. His personal panel has undergone changes. After the innate realm, there are 2 additional characters. Early stage. Host. Jiang Yan. Cultivation. Innate realm, early, martial arts and divine skills. Lingji Dispatch General LV1, Dongshu Tongyu, constipating breath technique, weapon treasures. Heavenly Master Taoist robe, soul-suppressing hammer, soul-searching talisman, evil soul pill, reclining breath technique. Practicing this skill, no one or instrument can pry into the true cultivation of the host. Jiang Yan directly learned the technique of gathering breath technique. Zhou Muren still remained vigilant as he watched the 4 second-level fierce ghosts that had just been summoned slowly approaching. At this moment, he was sweating profusely and took out his phone, ready to shake people, saying, "Brother Jiang, hold on first. For second-level fierce ghosts, I'm afraid it's difficult for you and me. I hope Master Xuanshu can come faster, and we must hold on. For second-level fierce ghosts. Hit your head." However, Jiang Yan seemed to have not heard of it, calmly welcoming the 4 second-level fierce ghosts. He, human, you're trying to kill yourself, but you dare to provoke us. Binjiang Road F4 is also worthy of provocation from you. Don't talk too much to him. There are 4 adults here, each of us. 4 level 2 fierce ghosts were giggling, already treating Jiang Yan and others as prey. Zhou Muren was in a panic. He still hasn't been able to get through his phone call. Is this kid so reckless? Jiang Yan slowly reached out his hand towards the 4 second-level ghosts. Be restrained. A strong wind of soul power erupted from him and swept up. The terrifying and surging force was crushing the 4 second-level fierce ghosts from above. 4 second-level fierce ghosts roared and used their curse abilities one after another. But before their curse ability takes effect, the invisible black hand formed by the concentration of soul power above my head fell into the air. It seems that Mount Tai is at the top of the mountain, and infinite forces are coming from it. The 4 second-level fierce ghosts had no way to resist, collapsed on the spot, and their consciousness was directly erased under the domineering and unparalleled spirit-binding generals. The next second, they became the string puppets in Jiang Yan's hands, and could only be sent at will. Help! Liu Qinghang's exclamation came from the car several hundred meters away. Go! Jiang Yan pondered slightly and gave an order to the 4 fierce ghosts. Some people are asking for flowers to evaluate their monthly pass, even if they don't see it. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 008 Liu Qinghang hits ghosts, take action on Binjiang Road F4. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. For second-level fierce ghosts, under his command, drifted towards the distance like the most obedient warriors. This scene made Zhou Muren's mouth wide open. For level 2 fierce ghosts, any one of them is strong enough to handle. Jiang Yan surprisingly in an instant, they can be obedient. He's not stupid. Those who truly teach must have knowledge, and he knows these ghosts are definitely under control. Just what kind of cultivation is this? What cultivation is needed to control 4 in 1 second? Brother Jiang. Zhou Muren looked like a licking dog and worshipped, can you tell me how this was done? Throughout the entire martial arts circle, even those evil cultivators who mainly raise ghosts have never heard of anyone who can control 4 second-level fierce ghosts in 1 second. The way this guy refers to himself, from the beginning as a kid, to the later Jiang brothers, and now to the current Jiang Dao brother. Jiang Yan was amazed by his thick skin. It's very simple. Jiang Yan looked serious, because I am a young pioneer, they have a light in their hearts and naturally want to follow me. Zhou Muren's mouth twitched as he said, I used to do the same when I stepped on my horse. They yelled at me and killed me, believe me, you ghost. The Su family over there hugged their heads and cried bitterly for a while. Su Laotai, Su Lu, and Su Xiaoguai walked gratefully to Jiang Yan, and with a thud, they were about to kneel down. Jiang Yan quickly helped him up and said, don't worry, just live a good life as a family. No matter what happens in the future, don't blame each other. Supporting each other is the right way. Su Lu nodded heavily and said, I will. This lesson is too profound. If it weren't for my mother, my family would have been destroyed. Zhou Muren took out 3 pills with a painful expression on his face and said, all right, although we can't handle our business well, we can still do some after-sales service. This Yangyuan pill is refined by my Chuanjin teacher. Take it and take it for a month. Your son, old lady, and your daughter.in.law will gradually improve. Su Lu took it seriously and repeatedly thanked Zhou Muren. Jiang Yan waved his hand and left directly. The harvest was huge. He needs to take stock and continue to attack the next target tomorrow night, his alma mater, Nancheng University. Zhou Muren wanted to ask him to stay and muttered a few words. Suddenly, the phone in his pocket vibrated, and Master Zhuangzi called. What? Why did you call me just now? Zhou Muren recounted what had happened. Following closely, he said, Master, is it possible for this young man to have his strength in the condensed Qi realm, or even higher? For his unregulated disciple, Zhuangzi tacitly removed half of his boastful words and calmly said, you have been practicing for many years, and you still don't know the realm of cultivation. Every step you make is as difficult as reaching heaven. As you said, he is only 20 years old and can reach the peak of Qi cultivation, which is a natural talent. As for the condensing Qi state, the old man let out a contemptuous chuckle and said, if you want to daydream, why don't you just imagine that he and I are at the same level as each other in terms of entering the realm of Taoism? Is it impressive enough? After being scolded, Zhou Muren, who had always been afraid of his master, shrank his shoulders and said with a dry smile, I dare not dare not. I think this young man's martial arts are special and he took advantage of it. Zhuangzi pondered and said, however, he is a rare talent who can solve the tricky supernatural event that even the special investigation team can handle. I will explain this matter in detail to the special investigation team. Maybe they can attract such talents to the organization. At the same time, a few hundred meters away, turning a few street corners, standing on the roadside with a frightened face was Liu Qinghang, who had just gotten off the bus and was still driving a live broadcast device. Since the last time I encountered a strange thing knocking on the door at home, although I didn't encounter any ghosts in the end. However, she found that the audience's enthusiasm for this topic was particularly high, which was very helpful for the retention of the live broadcast room. Liu Qinghang himself is a materialist who does not believe in the existence of ghosts, so he simply follows the audience's interests and creates something they love to see. After collecting a lot of information in the live broadcast room, she saw the news mentioned by Shui Yu about the continuous disappearance of children on Binjiang Road. As a girl with a strong sense of justice, she immediately decided to bring her equipment to Binjiang Road to do a good live broadcast, and then use her humble popularity to increase the heat of searching for children and attract social attention. Well thought out. It's just a pity. Just as she got off the bus, she encountered something wrong. Behind her, it was chilly, and just a moment ago, she seemed to see a figure squatting behind her. That's why I instinctively screamed for help. But upon closer inspection, there was clearly nothing behind it. Did you see anything just now? Liu Qinghang's pretty face turned slightly white, trying to raise the banner of materialism in her heart to comfort herself. Shouldn't it be? It was my illusion. However, on the phone, suddenly, a barrage erupted. Bullet comments filled with exclamation marks kept reminding her. Be careful. Be careful behind your back. Anchor, there's something behind you. Don't turn back, silly. Run. Hiss, a chill rose from the spine. Cold sweat soaked my clothes in an instant. The hand holding the live streaming device trembled suddenly. Liu Qinghang gritted his teeth and turned to look over. Suddenly, I caught sight of a face with a 3-foot-long tongue hanging down and eyes full of hunger, thirst, and evil. Ugly and terrifying. The most terrifying thing is that his mouth actually cracked open to the root of his ear. Ghost. There's a ghost. Liu Qinghang was so frightened that his spirits were rising. He stepped out of his trembling long legs and wanted to escape. Do you want to leave? A strange smile from Jie, a fierce ghost, echoed behind with endless desire. Little beauty. I love a young and beautiful girl like you the most. You can't escape, you're mine now. He was like a maggot with a tarsal bone, closely following behind Liu Qinghang. Although there was no physical contact. But on the barrage, the frightened remarks of the water enthusiasts had already made Liu Qinghang aware that the distance between the two sides was constantly narrowing. It's broken. In the moment of despair, Liu Qinghang stabbed in the diagonal, but 4 ethereal figures, like male ghosts, emerged. Directly stuck between Liu Qinghang and the male ghost. The male ghost was stopped and immediately raised his head, subconsciously speaking fiercely, who dares to block my way? However, at the sight of these 4 fierce ghosts, he was frightened on the spot and his chin dropped. This stomping horse isn't this horse riding on Binjiang Road F4. The 4 most united and vicious second-level ghosts. I am a level 1 fierce ghost and was approached by 4 big brothers. What should I do if I feel a bit panicked? Tonight's 4th watch. I will work hard again and write the 5th chapter. Seeking flower evaluation for monthly pass comments. Seeking flower evaluation for monthly pass comments. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. There are no ghosts in the world, you have to believe in science. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Nancheng University has a great reputation in China. A top-notch undergraduate program. Jiang Yan finally found the only redeeming feature of his predecessor. Although he had an extreme personality, his brain was indeed very useful. Born in an orphanage, he actually got into Nancheng University, which many wealthy families couldn't hope for. According to memories, the most despicable thing was that his predecessor, such a good university, was not cherished. At school, he was jealous of Shen Lingshuang, the class's best student, and competed with others outside the school. After the conflict escalated, he openly started working with more than a dozen friends and people outside the school gate. Coincidentally, the school hit hard. The unlucky guy from his predecessor was also known for his loyalty and took on all the mistakes on his own. As a result, he was expelled from the school as a typical example, and the whole school knew that Jiang Yan was a foolish-looking dog. Tut tut. Jiang Yan opened a university class, found Shenling Shuang's head, looked at it for a while, and couldn't help roast. What kind of vision is this? Beautiful is quite beautiful, but it can't compare to Jiang Weiran. The temperament of a little child is simply pulled out of 10 Streets by Jiang Weiran's cold and aloof style. Leaving the beautiful sister with cold words and disdain, go lick Shenling Shuang. It's really a bit silly. Jiang Yan sent a crisp message in the group, inquiring about the beginning and end of the Nancheng University jump incident. Perhaps he hasn't shown up for too long, and the originally quiet class group suddenly became lively. Everyone was impressed by this handsome, easygoing, and fire-licking dog classmate. Class monitor Shenling Shuang. Jiang Yan. It's been a long time since you started to bubble. How have you been lately? Her mood seems to be very complicated. Zhao Chao, a fat guy from Good Friends, said, "Oh Hua, is Jiang Yan good or not? Don't you know, class monitor? Why did you leave school and forget? I haven't seen you taking a break from your busy schedule to care about it." Zhao Chao was the person who, together with Jiang Yan, committed the second crime and fought at the school gate to vent his anger. It's just that his family has a lot of energy, which keeps him. Therefore, Zhao Chao also had a falling out with his family. The current squeeze on Shenling Shuang is clearly to hold Jiang Yan accountable. Class monitor Shenling Shuang. Sorry. Independent and self-disciplined Fairy Lin Xiaoxiao said, at Zhao Chao, what do you mean? Isn't Jiang Yan fighting impulsively with others on his own? It's not because Ling Shuang forced him. If you're angry enough, let your family bring Jiang Yan back. What's the point of finding a girl to vent your anger on? I really dislike you grasshopper men, just like those who jump off a building. Without any skills, I know to watch anime and play games every day as if I'm a dead end. My heart is lewd and dark, and I can't compete with those who are wealthy and handsome. I know how to suppress women and vent my anger all day long. Zhao Chao. It's none of your business. If someone jumps off a building, they will still be criticized by you. Do you still have some human nature? Independent and self-disciplined Fairy Lin Xiaoxiao said, criticism. Ha ha ha, you're in a hurry. The golden needle mushroom is being told the truth, you're in a hurry. If you can learn a little bit about the gentlemanly demeanor of foreigners, you won't be able to take advantage of the women's restroom. Jumping off a building is something he can't think of himself. He has to be so capable of doing it one by one in ordinary clothes, talking about military and politics in silence, but being criticized by others, he can't stand jumping off a building. Really, as my idol Li Yan said. You are really ordinary and confident. Lin Xiaoxiao is quite extreme and brainwashed by certain remarks. Jiang Yan can also understand that this girl comes from a very poor family background. She comes from a rural family and has a serious preference for sons over daughters. She went through countless hardships to get into Nancheng University and escape her original family. In this way, every year she not only has to work part-time to earn her tuition fees, but also has to provide for her brother's living expenses at home while working. Can be considered a pitiful person. Seems to start arguing. Shenling Shuang quickly advised against it. Changing the topic, Jiang Yan said, regarding the jumping incident, online discussions are strictly prohibited in schools now. Okay, come to school tomorrow and I'll tell you. I happen to have something to tell you. The boys in the class suddenly became sour. Mad. Compared to Jiang Yan, even if someone is fired and comes back to pick up girls, these few moves are too much. It's okay. When the boys think about it, they are still serious college students from Nancheng, and Jiang Yan, who was fired, is no longer at the same level. Psychological comfort, completion Jiang Yan agreed. On the Chowning website, Jiang Yan searched through the records of taking on the task of Nancheng University before. What can be found is that 4 old ID users have taken on tasks one after another, and there is no further sound. These are all elderly people who have completed 3 or more supernet tasks per person. It's not difficult to say that their strength is poor, and they can solve 3 tasks on supernet. If they really want to, joining the special investigation team is not difficult. The tasks of supernet are all like this, most of which are at an unknown level of risk and cannot be given a specific rating. Under the task of Nancheng University, many users leave messages. The mission is dangerous, and it is predicted that the strength of the fierce ghost will not be lower than level 3. Be cautious when taking it. The boy who jumped off a building was a good child during his lifetime. According to normal rules, he would be particularly cruel after death. The first few who took on tasks were examples, with no return. Now the entire building of Nancheng University has been sealed off for him, and there are still 2 life cases in 3 days. There won't be any more iron-headed guys trying it on the forum, will there? It seems that the fierce ghost who committed the crime is the boy who jumped off the building. We still need to make some preparations, Jiang Yan pondered, but unfortunately his merit value is currently only 365 points. Suddenly. With a ding sound. System. Congratulations to the host for controlling the F4 second-level fierce ghost on Binjiang Road and killing the first-level fierce ghost, Lust Ghost. Obtain 50 points of merit. Note. For any achievements or rewards that the host controls in the Li Guixing, the host can receive a 50% commission reward. There is no limit to the achievements or rewards that the Li Guixing can provide. Sure. Jiang Yan's eyes lit up. This doesn't mean that killing F4 hasn't actually paid off for them working yet. Go. Jiang Yan commanded remotely and directly gave the order to F4 on Binjiang Road downstairs. Clear the first and second level ghosts within a radius of 10 miles for me. If you can't fight, run away first. The F4 ghost downstairs immediately bowed respectfully in his direction and said, yes. Buckle Liu Qinghang returned and knocked on Jiang Yan's door. At the moment of opening the door, the figure, full of fragrant breeze, rushed into Jiang Yan's arms, and the little girl cried uncontrollably. Wuwuwu. Jiang Yan, I encountered such a terrifying thing today. Do you believe there are ghosts in this world? Liu Qinghang sniffed and looked pitifully at Jiang Yan. Jiang Yan smiled and said, there are no ghosts in the world. You should believe in science. Go back and take a few more glances at Mao Zedong to cleanse your mind. Liu Qinghang muttered angrily, but there really is. I met tonight, but there's a really powerful big shot. Arrange for 4 little ghosts to slap and save me. If you don't believe me, ask your classmates from Nancheng University. Your school is also haunted and its reputation has been declining repeatedly. The school has had to invite the currently booming actress Li Yan to give a speech to boost popularity. It's strange to say that you, a male-dominated university in science and engineering, invite someone who is a platform for female boxing and a hot topic to give a speech. It's simply toxic. Looking for flowers to evaluate monthly tickets. Looking for flowers to evaluate monthly tickets. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 012 Hammer Blast Level 3 Demon. Great rewards for merit value. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. 012 Hammer Blast Level 3 Demon. Great rewards for merit. Seeking Flower Evaluation Monthly Pass, the fierce ghost in the darkness, with a face as black as carbon. Is he playing around with you? Li Gui, brother. I'll take your life, a few terrifying ones. Are you still nagging me about your AJ? The blood footprints in the darkness suddenly made the fierce ghost feel disrespected and their professional dignity vanished. AJ he lowered his head and glanced. Gone. A hammer J. Are you particularly spicy? This is the logo of Putian, a domestically produced city. Shenling Shuang was blinded on the spot. My mind is wide and chaotic. Who am I? Where am I? What did I hear? Are you stupid? Now is not the time to care about your AJ, Shenling Shuang was going crazy. As she watched the bloody footprints really appear on Jiang Yan's shoe back, her pretty face turned white. Jiang Yan still cares a lot about his shoes, and 100 yuan is also money. I have always been a person who values martial arts ethics. Everyone follows the rules of the martial arts world, treating the soldiers first and then the soldiers. Jiang Yan spoke softly, with a warm and gentle smile like a spring breeze, like a graceful gentleman and a virtuous young master. You stepped on my shoes, causing me to spend 10 minutes washing them clean, wasting my life, which is equivalent to murder. Okay, you're going to murder me. Then it's reasonable for me to do you. The words have just finished. Jiang Yan lifted his hand high, falling down rapidly and fiercely. The blood footprints on Jiang Yan's shoes were disdainful to the fierce ghost. It's noisy. His curse has already taken effect. If you look closely, Shenling Shuang will find that the blood footprint demon is now standing on the back of Jiang Yan's feet. Gradually, penetrate down. Gradually penetrating Jiang Yan's shoes, both feet immediately merge together. The process of this curse is irreversible, and the blood footprint demon is not panicked at all. However, Jiang Yan's palm fell, like a thunderbolt falling from the ninth sky on his head. After a loud bang, the entire ghostly figure of the blood footprint and the evil ghost flew backwards like a flying ball. Compared to the swelling on his face, his teeth were knocked out by more than 10, and what hurt even more was the heart of the blood footprint ghost. This stomping horse, what happened? Half of the curse, interrupted. Bang! The bloody footprints of the fierce ghost fell heavily to the ground, with two eyes wide open staring at Jiang Yan with an incredulous expression on his face. Why can you break my curse? I am a level 3 fierce ghost stepping on a horse. The curse is clearly irreversible. System. Merit value plus 20. Ha! Jiang Yan spread out his hand in an innocent crowd-like manner. Is the 3rd level fierce ghost very impressive? Oh yes, it's quite impressive. This kick, oh no, it's a curse. Stepping on the curse really has no harm at all, it's extremely insulting. Pushi. Jiang Yan's words successfully made Shenling Shuang laugh and saved her shaky worldview. Shenling Shuang was already stunned by the changes between lightning and fire just now. Jiang Yan's method of dealing with the fierce ghost was so crude and simple that it was unimaginable, making her whole worldview show signs of collapse. Previously, the experts in the special investigation team were very professional and complex in the process of eliminating ghosts. The blood footprint ghost felt a surge of qi and blood, raging with anger. Nima, the curse that I am invincible is not even described as harm. There is an impulse to vomit blood. System. Merit plus 20. Jiang Yan has not yet received a prompt from the system to determine that the merit value provided by this ghost has reached the upper limit. Immediately joyful. Good brother, Jiang Yan strode over and helped the blood footprint ghost up. You're not injured, are you? Don't die. Blood footprint ghost. Jiang Yan said, brother, I suddenly noticed your bloody footprints. You painted your shoes quite well, with bright colors, and a hint of ruthless arrogance that kills Matt. I like it. So, with the same angle, posture, and force, give me the right shoe as well. Be symmetrical, I'm a bit obsessive-compulsive. The blood footprint ghost was almost so angry that its blood vessels burst. Fortunately, he didn't. Can you hear the grass mud horse? A scholar can be killed but not humiliated. System. Merit value plus 20. The blood footprint ghost gritted its teeth and decided to endure another curse, determined to kill this dog day. He found the right angle and slowly cast his curse. Pa-da-da, from a distance of 1 meter, blood footprints slowly spread towards Jiang Yan. Go through the bullshit process. Jiang Yan became impatient and pulled him in front of him. Don't foreplay, just color it, hurry up. The blood footprint ghost's mentality collapsed, and his angry eyes turned red. System. Merit value plus 10. The merit value provided by the fierce ghost has reached the upper limit. Oh, my goodness, the prompt sound is coming. Jiang Yan's eyes lit up. Without waiting for the blood footprint ghost to step on his other shoe. Just take a crisp and sharp step back. The blood footprint ghost stomped on it with 1 foot. I'm very unhappy, there's a feeling of being stuck up and down, like being pushed back by someone when the cake is about to come out. You. The blood footprint ghost was just about to say something. As soon as I looked up, my face turned pale with fear, and both of my eyes flew out. I saw the huge, pitch black, and overwhelming hammer being lifted high by Jiang Yan, quickly expanding into his pupils. The blood footprint ghost didn't even have a chance to struggle, accompanied by a mournful scream that could be heard throughout the entire building, and was instantly crushed by the soul-suppressing hammer that fell from the sky. Ding system. Congratulations to the host for killing the 3rd level fierce ghost blood footprint ghost and rewarding 300 merit points. Currently, the merit point is 755. Almost broke through to 1,000 merit points and opened the system all. Jiang Yan was a bit excited. Just hammer 2 more. Following closely, the system prompt sound rang again. Ding system. The host controls the Binjiang Road F4 and slays 4 level 1 fierce ghosts. The host gains 200 merit points. Current settlement merit point. 955 at 45 o'clock. This means that if you randomly find a ghost to stir things up, you can directly create a system all. Jiang Yan. Shenlingshuang's beautiful eyes were suddenly filled with worshipped stars. How did you become so powerful? I have seen the members of the special investigation team take action, either by opening the scene or by controlling the fierce ghost and paying a great price. How come when you eliminate ghosts, you follow? After thinking for a while, Shenlingshuang finally found a more accurate description. It's like a big brother in society beating a 3-year-old child. Well, that's right. Jiang Yan also had a good impression of Shenlingshuang. Just now, he was able to risk his life to remind himself and wanted to pull him away, indicating that this girl has a very good heart. It's normal for a young man to have strong firepower, good health, and high output. Shenlingshuang's pretty face instantly turned red, and she lowered her head, afraid to look at Jiang Yan. Quietly and angrily spat at Jiang Yan. What you said is so similar to that. However, she couldn't help but secretly glance up at Jiang Yan's handsome face. Handsome and fierce. It seems like there's no need to fantasize about it. Pooh. Shenlingshuang, you have gone bad. When she's tinkering with a bunch of things. Jiang Yan has started swinging his sledgehammer in the hallway, randomly searching for the next lucky audience. Quickly, he found a squatting figure at the staircase. 45 points of merit, here comes the master. Seeking flower reviews, monthly ticket rewards, comments, seeking flower reviews, monthly ticket rewards, comments, Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 013 lottery open. A divine level golden item. You are listening at novelfull.audio. And at this moment. Just as Jiang Yanshui exploded the 3rd level fierce ghost blood footprint ghost, the mournful scream also reached the scene of Li Yan's passionate speech downstairs in the moral education building. Do you understand? Don't feel guilty about Wang Xiaoming's death. Essentially, his death was not caused by us. As women, we just stand up, fight for our dignity, and protect our rights. What's wrong? I'm wrong. It's also due to the pathological patriarchal structure in this society. Men generally have a high psychological self-esteem and cannot accept criticism from women, which is why. I haven't finished speaking yet. The female students who were just about to applaud were suddenly interrupted by the mournful screams of the moral education building. Their originally passionate state was also awakened, and they suddenly looked up, one by one, at the moral education building, showing a frightened expression. No, it's not like Wang Xiaoming really came, is it? That voice was so scary just now. Did this speech really anger him? Our condemnation, is it really wrong? Some girls have started to waver, their faces pale and uneasy, hesitating to leave. These reactions from the audience made Li Yan's face suddenly look ugly. Today's speech is essential for their plans. She finally stirred up the emotions of these female students in order to keep them here and serve as a shield for her future plans. Once these people leave, the special investigation team will not be restricted by them. No one knows that on the surface, Li Yan appears to be a perfect match for women's martial arts, but in reality, she is still a nail that has been exposed by foreign forces and specializes in promoting gender opposition and unity in China. She is not the only one like this. Many organizations hidden under the iceberg are providing her with various forms of help. After the arrival of the supernatural era, with the help of fierce ghosts, Li Yan's troubles became even more covert and reckless. They are able to find various opportunities to create blood cases of gender opposition and expand their influence. For example, Wang Xiaoming. People were actually designed to die by the people behind Li Yan using fierce ghosts. Today is the opportunity to use this speech to push Wang Xiaoming's resentment to the highest point, and then control him for their use. But I never said there would be screams. Li Yan lowered her voice and consulted the ghost club behind her through her earphone. What's going on? The earphone hesitated for a moment and said, oh, maybe Wang Xiaoming was too angry and was stimulated by you, so he screamed. This is a good thing, a technical adjustment. Don't worry, we also put so many fierce ghosts inside to suppress him, there won't be any problem. Wang Xiaoming is still in the main formation and will definitely not be able to confront the fierce ghosts we have placed. Li Yan breathed a sigh of relief. Immediately, he showed another look of pride and shouted to the girls below, did you hear me? Jimei, those are the screams of Wang Xiaoming, the voices of women standing up in the new era. Whether they are humans or ghosts, we must listen carefully. We refuse any oppression. If you quit today, will you also quit in the future when facing your father who is violent, drunk, and irresponsible, as well as your future husband who cheats and engages in domestic violence? Under the instigation of Li Yan. The girls are getting emotional again. Gritted his teeth and sat back firmly. The special investigation team on the side frowned. His gaze fell on the Chuanjian sect leader, Xian Shuzi, who was closing his eyes and recuperating in the crowd. It's okay, Zhuangzi said lightly. With me here, no matter who you are, you can't make waves. I can control the whole situation, don't panic. The members of the special investigation team nodded with respect and admiration in their eyes, and slightly bent down and said, yes, today there is a great master of Xuanqiu who has entered the realm of Taoism here. Anyone who comes to the southern city cannot escape your palm. If it weren't for this being Nancheng University, which concerns many students, it wouldn't be worth a visit for figures like Master Xuanqiu. It's like a high-level expert entering a beginner's dungeon, without an enemy that can unite Xuanqiu Zidao. Xuanqiu was very pleased to hear it and raised his eyebrows. That's why he came here from Chuanjian. The master who has entered the realm of the Tao has crushed the low-level dungeon. During these days, he has been acting regardless of the opponent's identity and strength, and he will definitely not be more powerful than himself. However, the moral education building has just been quiet for less than a minute. Suddenly, another mournful scream sounded. This time, it's a woman's voice. Li Yan's open mouth suddenly froze. The person from the ghost club on the other side of the earphone also swallowed his saliva and said, "No, don't panic. It's not a big problem, I think it must be Wang Xiaoming who is causing a riot." After all, you have stimulated me. It's normal to accidentally kill a ghost in the big formation while going crazy. The stronger he is, the greater our gains will be, right? Li Yan thought so too. Taking a deep breath, I went through my mind and tried to come up with the language to deceive the restless female students. But the screams that pierced through the night sky were heard twice in a row. Every time it's not the same sound. Even if female students go up, they know that this cliff is not Wang Xiaoming. The dignity of female boxing is not important. Less than 3 seconds. There are hundreds of girls downstairs, running without a single one left. Li Yan's face changed. A hurried voice came from the earphone. "Just give me some hard news. Hurry up and have Wang Xiaoming's parents bow and apologize to the female victim. Stimulate his resentment to the strongest level, shape him in advance. Then control it. Damn it, these female students have run away. If we don't hurry up, the special investigation team will definitely go directly to the moral education building to investigate." They started with this speech. One of their purposes was to use girls to restrain the special investigation team, so that they wouldn't dare to openly investigate the truth in front of ordinary female students. Zhuangzi still maintained his calm demeanor, everything under control, without any panic. Inside the moral education building. In front of Shenlingshuang, Jiang Yan had already smashed 3 second-level fierce ghosts on the spot. His merit value skyrocketed to 1,500 points. The system prompt sounded in time. "Congratulations to the host, the merit value has reached 1,000 points, and the system mall has opened. Merit points can be used for lucky draws, as well as exchanging items in the mall." Jiang Yan glanced at the mall and saw that there were all kinds of martial arts in the heavens and realms, from ninjutsu to mythological characters. His 1,500 points of merit cannot be bought better than the system reward. "Okay, let's have a lucky draw. Gambling dog. Jiang is online. Ding accompanied by a deduction of 1,000 merit points." In front of Jiang Yan, a spinning wheel appeared. After rotating for 10 seconds, it slowly stopped and a golden light ball flew out of it. Lottery items are classified by color: gold, purple, blue, green, white. Amidst the golden light cluster something full of infinite evil and terrifying aura appeared in front of Jiang Yan. "P.S. Request for votes, request for votes, request for votes. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 016. The whole city was shocked. Who is the man wearing a mask? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wear the Yiksha mask. Jiang Yan's overall temperament has changed. Shenlingshuang had a seed, but Jiang Yan suddenly transformed into a Yiksha evil god from the underworld, with a fierce evil energy that made her dare not look directly. System. Ding, the Yiksha mask takes effect. At the full level, the detention spirit dispatch will have a 90% overlap with the attributes of the Yiksha mask. Enabling amplification feature. More changes gradually appeared on Wang Xiaoming's body. The eerie veins on his body began to deepen, his eyes becoming increasingly blood red, and an incomplete blood moon appeared between his pupils. Up and down the body, evil black energy rises. 4th level fierce ghost. Peak. What's even more terrifying is Ding, increase by 150%. Li Gui Wang Xiaoming awakens his second curse talent. Talent. Blood Moon Ghost Domain. Blood Moon Ghost Domain. Blood Moon envelopes the human heart, and evil breeds. When Wang Xiaoming opens up the ghost domain, it will bring strong spiritual suppression to the people or ghosts in the ghost domain, weakening their combat power by 30%. In the ghost domain, both the host and Wang Xiaoming can move freely, ignoring spatial distance. Jiang Yan was delighted that Wang Xiaoming's promotion had brought him considerable benefits. Ghost realm is not simple. I saw it before when I was checking information on Chowning.net. This thing usually has the ability to awaken only after stepping into the 9th level fierce ghost. Very terrifying. Moreover, as the strength of the fierce ghost itself increases, the power of the ghost realm will also continue to increase. With 2 cursed talents in his body, Wang Xiaoming truly deserves his potential as an S-level fierce ghost. Following closely, another prompt sound came from the system. With the upgrade of the Yiksha mask, a new feature will be added to the full-level soul binding dispatch. Feedback. Ding, congratulations to the host, you have received the feedback from Li Gui Wang Xiaoming's strength. With 50 years of cultivation, it has been distributed to the system space and can be retrieved at any time. The bonus brought by the Yiksha mask allowed Wang Xiaoming's ghost power to climb for more than a minute before stopping. Go ahead, Jiang Yan looked calm as he gazed outside the moral education building. It's time for your revenge. Wang Xiaoming nodded and bowed respectfully to Jiang Yan. Immediately, the blood moon flickered in his eyes for a moment. Click in the dark, a broken sound sounded. The talismans pasted on each staircase of the entire moral education building have all collapsed. Big formation, break it in 1 second. I'm here. Wang Xiaoming took a step forward and his figure mysteriously disappeared in place. Outside the moral education building, Li Yan and the people from the Ghost Club were all panicked. At the moment when the formation was shattered, they all realized that they had fallen out of play. Originally prepared to capture the talisman seal used by Wang Xiaoming, he collapsed in his breath, which means that Wang Xiaoming's strength has far exceeded the situation they had anticipated when raising ghosts. A fierce ghost is born. Escape. Li Yan gritted her teeth, if we don't leave, we might have to bury the people from Nancheng University. The person hiding in the dark of the Ghost Club also opened the car door in a cold sweat, preparing to escape with Li Yan. The members of the Special Investigation Team are also unstable. The Yin Qi index has skyrocketed, from the original concentration of 1 or 2,000 Yin Qi, to now. The members of the Special Task Force looked at the instrument in their hands in shock. 150000. 150000 Yin Qi concentration. 4th level fierce ghost, born. Even Xian Shuzi, who was smoking, frowned. He didn't have the same level of control as before, but overall he remained calm. Don't worry, it's just a level 4 ghost. I haven't finished speaking yet. In the moral education building. Suddenly, a circle of blood-red nothingness ripples spread out, like a blood-transparent eggshell, faintly and rapidly expanding, as if to envelop the entire campus of Nancheng University. Zhuangsuzi's expression stiffened, and the smoke in his mouth fell directly, leaving a hole in his Taoist robe that he didn't notice. Hiss, he took a cold breath and exclaimed, Ghost Realm. How the hell can there be a ghost land here? Impossible. How could there be a 9th level fierce ghost in her damn southern city? When the ghostly realm envelopes. The person from the Ghost Club's face also showed a pale expression. Ghost Realm, how could Wang Xiaoming have Ghost Realm? Something big happened. Students in school, whether they are in class, walking, or eating. As soon as I looked up, I suddenly realized that the sky was shrouded in blood. A round of incomplete blood moon is faintly visible. As they stared at blood moon, a figure couldn't help but emerge from their minds. A slender and handsome figure of a young man, wearing an evil and domineering mask, stood high, as if standing on top of the Sanluo Palace, overlooking these captive lambs. There was a faint urge to kneel down. Who is that? Following closely. It's when emotions start to become irritable and anxious. Everyone's heart seems to harbor inexplicable hatred and anger. All the unpleasant things surged in my mind. Those who were not strong enough in their hearts immediately hugged their heads and roared. The class group where Jiang Yan is located is even more explosive. Zhao Chao said, "Why did the sky turn blood red? Seeing that blood moon doesn't make my head ache. I even saw a person wearing a mask in my mind." Lin Xiaoxiao said, "It's over." I heard that Li Yan's feminist speech completely angered Wang Xiaoming in the moral education building. He must have been pushed to the extreme to come out for revenge. Study committee member sister paper. That doesn't seem like Wang Xiaoming. His masked back exudes evil energy, at least 1.8 meters. Wang Xiaoming isn't that tall. Psychological counselor sister paper. When I see blood moon, a figure also appears in my mind. Don't you think that man wearing a mask is a bit similar to Jiang Yan? However, soon there was no movement in the group, and the entire school began to riot. Because they all had a dream. Dreamed of becoming Wang Xiaoming. Standing outside the women's restroom, I heard someone calling for help inside. After opening the door, it was as if Pandora's box had been opened, followed by endless unjust insults and female punches. Finally, I also experienced the despair of jumping down. An accident occurred at Nancheng University. As soon as the alarm comes out, the entire southern city shook. The official senior management is in a red-eye, urgent meeting. Check. Check it out now. Who is that young man wearing a mask? Everyone stared at Nancheng University, fearing that something might happen. They issued orders one after another from the office at the fastest speed possible. With so many students at stake, even with Zhuangzi there, the Special Investigation Team and the Police Investigation Bureau cannot stand idly by. Immediately, a continuous stream of roaring police cars headed straight for Nancheng University. The military stationed hundreds of kilometers away from the southern city also followed helicopters and armored vehicles to the southern city. The remaining members of the Special Investigation Team will immediately gather and head to Nancheng University as quickly as possible. Full of wind and clouds, gather in a corner. Jiang Yan. Shen Lingshuang shook her hands and handed her phone to him, showing him the situation at school. Outside of the school, there are videos of the military, police, and special investigation teams collectively rushing to Nancheng University. She dare not imagine. One day, I was unexpectedly involved in such a big thing. And the person who stirs the wind and clouds with one hand is right beside me. Looking at the eerie and imposing mask, Shen Lingshuang inexplicably felt an extreme admiration rise, instinctively squeezing her legs and legs. Jiang Yan nodded. The expansion of the ghost realm is just to tell the whole school the truth about the incident. Jiang Yan used his cave void Tongyu to take a glance. Outside the moral education building at this moment. Military and police gathered, police cars roared, helicopters hovered. On the ground, a special investigation team led by Xian Shuzi surrounded the moral education building with more than 20 people. The people from the Ghost Club hide at the back and use them as shields. By the way, thank you to the two reward masters of this book. Jinghe, brother, and Night Banana, brother. Thank you. Continue to ask for tickets, 1 flower, 1 review, 1 monthly pass, and even a little reward. As long as the data is increasing, the author's handwriting will be very exciting. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 017 Rising God. Zhuangzi was defeated in 1 second. Seeking. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Where is Commander Zhong's history? Xian Shuzi looked at the moral education building with a serious expression and spoke to the person from the special investigation team next to him. Zhang Kuan, a C-level member of the special investigation team who hurriedly arrived, looked stern and said, Commander Jiang is still in the ancient tomb and cannot escape for the time being. Zhuangzi, currently the strongest C-level special investigators from the South City Special Investigation Team have arrived. The so-called C-level special investigator can only be rated as a C-level special investigator if they can deal with level 4 ghosts. However, Zhang Kun hesitated and said, "The detected moral education building is a level 4 ghost. With you here, we should be very confident, right?" Xuanxu shook his head and sighed lightly. "That 4th level fierce ghost is not a problem. The problem is, inside the building, the young man wearing a mask is unfathomable." In less than an hour, Xingxing Jian transformed into a 4th level fierce ghost, and it is an extremely special existence that can possess a ghost realm. The cultivation above the ghost path is probably amazing, and I can't say if I can hold on to him. The whole scene fell silent. The young man wearing a mask, even the members of the special investigation team couldn't find anything. The danger is extremely high. This is consensus. Just as Xuanxu was about to speak up and call out, the bloody ghost realm suddenly shrank, only covering a few hundred meters around the moral education building. Following closely, amidst the gaze of hundreds of people in the audience, at the entrance of the moral education building, a plain-colored Taoist robe swayed in the wind, and a tall and slender figure slowly walked out. The mask of Bajou Xie reflects a cold light. The temperament is both evil and righteous, making it completely impossible to discern. And Wang Xiaoming, who had stirred up the entire city and made the whole school feel hopeless, was now extremely respectful, following behind that figure and not daring to cross over. Taoist friend. Xuanxu tried to use Taoist secret techniques to pry into Jiang Yan's cultivation, but when he received feedback, he found that he had no breath fluctuations and was just an ordinary person. Obviously, this is impossible, and Xian Shuzi's caution in his heart has taken it to the next level. Dare to ask, a noble name. Jiang Yan ignored him. He scanned around and the police searched the pile, but couldn't find Jiang Weiran's figure. Only then did he breathe a sigh of relief. The Ghost Raising Club and Li Yan set up a bureau to harm people, incite female fist fishing boats to violence, kill and pay for their lives. Jiang Yan's voice pretended to be hoarse and said calmly, "Unrelated individuals are not allowed to interfere." He cannot reveal his identity, otherwise he will be even more unable to face Jiang Weiran in the future. Xuanxu furrowed his brow, and Jiang Yan's arrogant tone made him angry. In the southern city, no one has the strength to speak to him like this when his Xuanxu Zi enters the realm of cultivation. Dao Yu. Zhuangzi issued an ultimatum, "This matter will be investigated by the Special Investigation Team. Do not do anything extreme. I understand your righteous heart, but there must be evidence in everything. Otherwise, I also have to take action to prevent you from going astray." Jiang Yan was just silent, giving Wang Xiaoming a glance behind him. Wang Xiaoming nodded, and as he was in the realm of ghosts, he only flickered and disappeared in place. When it reappears, he has already appeared in front of Li Yan. Li Yan's face turned pale with fear. The first-level ghost from the Ghost Raising Club, who had saved her life, was already frightened and shrank on the spot when facing Wang Xiaoming. Anyway, Xuanxu sighed slightly and stopped the members of the Special Investigation Team who were planning to intercept Wang Xiaoming and Jiang Yan. He could tell that Jiang Yan was not very old, and with such cultivation, he could be called a young genius. Out of a heart of cherishing talent, he did not want today's events to lead to a confrontation between Jiang Yan and the Special Investigation Team representing the official team. He took the initiative to step out of the crowd, his breath on his body constantly changing, like a deep abyss like the sea, and Yong Jingping was peaceful. "All of you from the Special Investigation Team," Xuanxu Zilong said in a loud voice, "since Commander Jiang has given me full authority to act as the commander today, let me take 2 moves against this little Taoist friend. Regardless of victory or defeat, the grudges lie with me. Please don't make things difficult for him." Zhang Kuan's face looked a bit ugly and he said, Master Xuanqiu, this is not suitable. Xuanxuzi's momentum surged and he proudly said, I'm not asking for your consent, I'm not here. You can come find me to settle the matter afterwards. Immediately, he stared at Jiang Yan and a smile appeared. Little Taoist friend, let the old Taoist come and dampen your spirit. Jiang Yan could hear clearly. I also have some respect for Xuanxuzi. Nodding from afar. Xuanxuzi practiced the method of dual cultivation of the Quanzhen and life meridians, which contained the elixir in his body. Now he has condensed a sea of elixirs in the elixir field. When life and life merge and the sea of elixirs transforms into internal elixirs, it is the day when he enters the innate world. The god of rising Sunday. Xuanxuzi's body was empty, and he entered an extremely relaxed state. Hands naturally droop, shoulders and back slowly bend down following closely, the Danhai swirled around, and a soul body slowly rose from him. That is the primordial spirit. Zhang Kuan and other members of the special investigation team were shocked and said, the rising god of the Quanzhen sect. Master Xuanqiu is doing his best. Yuanshen and Li Gui are different. They carry the yang energy of the inner alchemy, Haiba, which is extremely harmful to both human souls and Li Gui. The primordial spirit of Xuanqiu Zi came from the sky and arrived in an instant. A palm fell towards Jiang Yan Su, and the surging Dan Hai Yang Qi transformed into condensed virtual flowers that appeared on the palm. A unique skill of Quanzhen sect, the three flowers gathering palm technique. Jiang Yan's eyes twitched slightly. This young god is indeed quite interesting. That's all. He doesn't even move his body. Looking up at Xuanxuzi's primordial spirit. The soul power, like the overwhelming force of Mount Tai, directly set Xuanxuzi's spirit in place. How terrifying was the restrained spirit sent by the Night Cha mask bonus. Xuanqiu was shocked to find that his spiritual essence, which had been cultivated for more than 50 years, had completely broken free from control at this moment. As long as Jiang Yan wants, he can peel it off and crush it at any time. Go back. Jiang Yan spoke lightly. Xuanqiu Zi's primordial spirit immediately flew back and heavily crashed back into his body. This scene made everyone present, whether it was the special investigation team or the military and police, take a deep breath. Xuanxuzi, a true master of Quanzhen Taoism, held and licked by all the big shots in the southern city. The process of fighting was defeated without any resistance in less than a second. On the other side, Wang Xiaoming also determined the winner. With the use of his ghostly ability, both Li Yan and the members of the Ghost Raising Club noticed a string of numbers appearing on themselves. That's their own ID card number. But in the blink of an eye, the birthday number on the ID card suddenly changed to today. March 19, 2021. When the change is completed, the two of them lost their vitality on the spot, like burlap bags, and fell to the ground. Wang Xiaoming disappeared into place. Jiang Yan also disappeared in place. Blood Moon Ghost Domain, ignoring any spatial geography, moved directly to a kilometer away from Nancheng University. Everyone in the Moral Education Building remained completely silent. Xuanxuzi's face was pale, and he couldn't believe what had just happened. Coincidentally at this moment, a phone call came in. Caller. Jiang Weiran. Commander of the Special Investigation Team, with exceptional strength, one of the top 10 official young leaders. Today's third watch. Seeking votes, if tonight's flowers can increase by 500, or if the evaluation increases by 100, or if the monthly ticket increases by 5, or if there is a reward of plus 588, I will definitely add even more. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 018 Golden Light Curse, learn. Identity exposed. You are listening at novelfull.audio. If there are several people in this southern city that Xuanxu can weigh, then Jiang Weiran must be one of them. That woman who is as cold as ice, acts decisively and swiftly, and is feared by everyone in the special investigation team. Zhuang Suzi thought she was calling to ask herself about letting go of the young man just now. Once the phone is connected. Sure enough. Master Xuanxu, today's situation seems a bit out of line, are you right? Jiang Weiran's voice was calm and powerful. Zhuang Suzi knew he was wrong. Although he was a foreign aide to the Special Investigation Team, the relationship between Chuanzhen's sect and the Special Investigation Team was very close, and he was somewhat subject to the rules and regulations of the Special Investigation Team. No matter which side of punishment it is, the consequences are actually not light, at least he can't get away with it outside. Not waiting for Xuanxu to speak. Jiang Weiran's tone changed, and his beautiful voice slightly increased. Take my younger brother as his disciple, and I will let him not cause any waves in today's matter. Zhuang Suzi smiled bitterly and said, Commander Jiang. Practicing Taoism is based on fate. Jiang Weiran interrupted directly, do you accept it or not? Xuanxu's face twitched. If I had known earlier that I didn't pretend to be forced and let go of that young man, it would have resulted in me taking in a secular playboy, and I would have suffered a great loss. The most important inheritance of Taoism is to accept disciples, and Xuanxu Zi must take responsibility for them to the end. Zhuang Suzi could only sigh and say, so, Commander Jiang, I have a pill here that can test your younger brother's cultivation foundation. If he takes this pill and his eyebrows show a rosy aura, it indicates that he has some kind of moral connection. Okay, Jiang Weiran said lightly. She also knows about domestic sex, and if she really doesn't have talent, she really can't force it. The pill test of Chuanzhen's sect is also a must-have for every disciple to get started. After taking the pill, the 3 flowers gather at the top, and the more rosy it is, the stronger the ability to communicate spiritual energy. Hang up the phone. Jiang Weiran is not as calm as on the phone. She immediately said coldly to her assistant beside her, collect information on today's World War I and establish a profile of the masked young man. The assistant rarely saw the expression she valued so much, so he quickly opened his notebook and connected to the intranet of the Special Investigation Team. Commander Jiang, file level. S.level. In Jiang Weiran's cold and beautiful eyes, a hint of decisiveness appeared. File code. Shura Yiksha. Assess strength. Unknown, with a high probability of a level or above. Unlimited potential, such a person must have the Special Investigation Team find out for me who it is. At any cost, pull him into the Special Investigation Team. He is definitely a hope that surpasses me and has even more terrifying potential. With the release of archives, the entire internal network of the Special Investigation Team is boiling. This is the first file established by Jiang Weiran himself. Similarly, this is also the only S.level archive established for humanity in the past decade. Even a highly destructive level 7 ghost who easily slaughters a city may not receive such treatment. The Special Investigation Team has never seen Jiang Weiran attach such importance to a person. The Special Investigation Team of the highest privileged organization immediately began to operate, and began to extensively investigate the entire southern region, record the existence similar to the Najura Yiksha, or inherit it. Not long after, someone sent her a blurry video. On the video, there were 2 figures, a man and a woman, walking into the Moral Education Building during Li Yan's speech. Commander Jiang, the assistant sweated profusely, the camera is clearly very close, but for some reason, it's impossible to capture the faces of these 2 people clearly. How to handle it, it's all so vague. Jiang Weiran stared at the slender figure in the video with fixed eyes, and countless thoughts surged into his heart. This person she felt like Jiang Yan. Can it be him? After being stunned for a long time, she was finally awakened by her assistant's report. Commander, there is another urgent matter. The situation is not very good now, and the leakage of yin qi from the ancient tomb is increasing. The intelligence department has detected that a large number of powerful evil spirits are rushing to the South City, and the evil spirits that were originally lurking in various parts of the South City are also starting to become restless. Even the intelligence department said that the old ghost from the Nancheng nursing home has faintly shown signs of breaking through the level 5 fierce ghost. The South City Special Investigation Team currently has no B.level special investigation personnel who can handle him. Jiang Weiran looked solemn and said, "I'll go there myself." After Jiang Yan returned home, he sent Wang Xiaoming away and went to work outside with F4 on Binjiang Road, killing Li Gui to give himself some credit. The first thing is to extract two long-awaited things that are stored in the system space memory. Golden Light Curse. 50 years of cultivation from Wang Xiaoming's feedback. System, I need to extract cultivation first. Jiang Yan couldn't wait. Warm elemental energy pours into the body. Jiang Yan felt the power of his control and rose again. On the personal panel, the mid-innate state has become 36% of the mid-innate state. It seems that more cultivation is needed in the mid-innate stage, Jiang Yanjia chuckled. Indeed, cultivating is a time-consuming task, no wonder the innate realm is so rare. However, since I have my own system, I estimate that I can do another task, or hammer a few ghosts to gain some merit and change cultivation in them all. I will soon be able to break through. Next is. Jiang Yan clenched his fist and became excited. Golden Light Curse. System. Ding, the Golden Light Curse has been extracted by the host. Congratulations to the host for successfully learning the Golden Light Curse. The Xuanzong of heaven and earth is the root of all energy. Guangxiu Yi Jie, prove my divine ability. Jiang Yan silently recited in his heart. Immediately, the elemental energy in the body began to surge up according to the trajectory of the golden light mantra in the brain. The aura of the mid-congenital period gradually rises. After a few seconds, he seized a certain opportunity. A brilliant golden light suddenly leaped out from around him, attached to his entire body. The golden light can be fierce and unparalleled, sweeping and destroying everything, or transforming into the strongest defense, blocking all attacks from the golden light. Undoubtedly, this is one of the strongest martial arts in Taoism. I really want to try its power, Jiang Yan squinted. Using the spirit of restraint, I observed the surroundings. At this moment, Wang Xiaoming has already swept away 2 second-level fierce ghosts and earned him a full 200 points of merit points. On Binjiang Road F4, Licking Dog was full of determination and recognized that Liu Qinghang and Jiang Yan had a relationship, so he took turns following Liu Qinghang to ensure her safety. Coincidentally, Liu Qinghang, the student who committed suicide, is now conducting a live stream of spirit exploration. The place she went to this time was the information provided by her water friends. Nursing home. According to the feedback from F4, the nursing home is very dangerous, with an elderly ghost who has lived for more than 50 years lurking in it. Its strength is unknown, but it definitely far exceeds that of F4 on Binjiang Road. Ordinary ghosts dare not go there at all. Get it? Jiang Yan quickly summoned Wang Xiaoming back and borrowed his ghost realm. With a few flashes, he crossed a distance of 1 kilometer. Go straight to the scene. Coincidentally, let's try the power of the Golden Light Curse. Near the nursing home. Liu Qinghang has not yet entered, she is interacting with the water friends. The Nancheng nursing home has been abandoned for 10 years. Legend has it that it used to be a hideout for secretly abusing the elderly, but it was later exposed by the media. Overnight, a big fire broke out, and more than 20 elderly people and 10 staff members in the nursing home died. From then on, every night in this place, there will be some strange movements. Seeking flower reviews, monthly ticket rewards, comments. Seeking flower reviews, monthly ticket rewards, comments. Seeking flower reviews, monthly ticket rewards, comments. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. 020, Secret of Shangqing Classic, Weapon Upgrade Card. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ghost. This is the first time that labor and capital have heard such a few fresh and refined words about extermination. Merit plus 20, has reached the upper limit. Jiang Yan immediately exerted force on his feet and crushed the second-level fierce ghost. Ding merit value plus 200. Ding Wang Xiaoming kills level 2 fierce ghosts with a merit value of plus 200. Ding F4 Li Gui on Binjiang Road kills level 2 Li Gui with a merit value of plus 200. Suddenly. Several hints showed that Jiang Yan was originally empty with only 500 merit points left on the panel, but it quickly rose. Host. Jiang Yan. Cultivation. Congenital state, mid-stage 38%. Merit. 1400, martial arts and divine skills. Lingji Dispatch General LV9, Dongshu Tongyu, Lian Shiju, Jin Guang Mantra, Weapon Treasures. Heavenly Master Taoist Robe, Soul-Suppressing Hammer, Forging Body Pill. Jiang Yan also discovered something interesting. Although the system did not provide a prompt, in reality, he can still improve his cultivation by hammering ghosts. The progress bar in the mid-stage of the innate realm has quietly advanced to 38%. I didn't expect it. Xiao Bingyun took a deep breath, and Xiong Er, who was about to be held in one hand, rose and fell slightly, trying to suppress the shock in his heart. There are actually people in the southern city who can eliminate level 2 fierce ghosts. I'll retract what I said earlier. My strength is just right, at least you have the qualification to run alongside me. Not a fool. Jiang Yan is also unable to roast about the girl who is not a big bear with long legs but is not proud and charming. Probably wiped out the ghost of the nursing home and attracted the attention of something. Under the emptiness and tranquility of the cave. He could see a powerful supernatural force reviving in the area of the nursing home's deep sanatorium. Xiao Bingyun is not satisfied with Jiang Yan's aloof attitude. I pursed my lips. Draw a compass. I gestured a few times above, and in the dark, I established a connection between the compass and the spiritual body. Brush it up a bit. The compass pointer points to the nursing ward area of the nursing home. Jiang Yan pointed to the courtyard of the sanatorium and said to Xiao Bingyun, the fierce ghost over there seems to be very powerful. Why don't we forget it? Jiang Yan tried to make her leave. On Xiao Bingyun's proud pretty face, a hint of satisfaction immediately appeared. The young man in the heart is quite skilled, knowing that at critical moments, to deal with strong ghosts, one still needs to rely on oneself as a master of the condensing qi realm. Xiao Bingyun held back a belly full of boastful pleasure, recalling the noble demeanor of his senior disciples in his mind. I made an effort to look like a calm lake and shook my head with a feigned composure, saying, that's not possible. Defeating demons and eliminating demons is the responsibility of our sect members. But I estimate that the fierce ghost in the sanatorium must be at level 3, and there may even be a level 4 fierce ghost. Even with my current cultivation in the early stage of my qi state, I dare not say I can win him steadily. So, you stay behind me and I'll do my best to ensure your safety. The strength of the third level and second level ghosts is vastly different, it's not something you can imagine. Jiang Yan nodded perfunctorily. Xiao Bingyun, who had been addicted to seniors for a while, carried her hands behind her and walked briskly towards the sanatorium. See her figure disappear behind the corridor. Jiang Yandan let out a painful breath. I didn't shake off the oil bottle. Fortunately. The system prompt sounds in a timely manner. Ding detected that the host is in a dangerous supernatural environment. Task release. Kill the ghosts who have been dormant in nursing homes for 50 years. Justice the elderly who have died in nursing homes. Task reward. 100 years of cultivation. Weapon upgrade card, Qi and blood pill, secret of Shangqing classic. Rewards. Jiang Yan quickly checked the content of the reward. The Qi and blood pill and the forging body pill he previously obtained complement each other, one nourishing Qi and blood, and the other forging muscles, bones, skin, and flesh. There are many benefits. For example, the golden light mantra is actually derived from the human body's elemental energy. When the body becomes stronger, the elemental energy naturally flows in, and the bonus to any Taoist technique should not be underestimated. As for the secret of the Shangqing classic, Jiang Yan glanced at it and was quite surprised. The predecessor of the Maoshan school was actually the Shangqing school, which focused on talismanship, hence its full name was the Shangqing Talismanship School. The secret of the Shangqing classic. It is truly the highest inheritance of Maoshan talisman. It records the most complete talisman content of the Shangqing school. According to the system's instructions, there are many talismans inside, which were placed in ancient times as forbidden curses due to their excessive power or damage to the heavenly harmony. They were used during the wars of foreign invasions in Kyushu in the last century. Completely lost. I have learned the secret of the Shangqing scripture. Doesn't it mean that I am more familiar with all the talismans of the Shangqing sect than their disciples or even the sect leader? Jiang Yan couldn't help but think. The familiar result is that no matter what talisman, Jiang Yan can know the method of cracking it. There's another way to attack. Jiang Yan suddenly gained momentum. He walked into the sanatorium area with great strides. The sanatorium of a nursing home is actually quite large in scale. Originally, it was filled with the fragrance of birds and flowers, with specifications no less than those of a noble sanatorium. There are even flower gardens for the elderly to rest and move around. When searching for information before, it was mentioned in the news that this nursing home is very strange. It does not rely on the elderly to make money, but is completely free to the poor, accommodating impoverished elderly, providing accommodation and medical care. At that time, he was praised by the people of Nancheng. What's even more magical is that this nursing home is not a welfare institution. It has an independent sanatorium dedicated to the elderly care of wealthy people, relying on them to support and operate. Coincidentally, billionaires from all over the world are willing to spend a lot of money to send their parents to this place, allowing their privileged parents to mix with a group of elderly people from the bottom of society. But until the media exposed that this nursing home abused the elderly and the fire burned down overnight, no one understood what kind of magic this nursing home had that could attract wealthy people to bring the elderly in. Stepping into the garden of the sanatorium, a foul smell greeted me. Nowadays, there is no more bird singing and flower fragrance here. The ground is scorched black, and the soil and coke still emit a faint blood color. This is the calming talisman of my Maoshan sect. Xiao Bingyun seemed to have regarded herself as a senior who led the disciples from behind to subdue demons and eliminate demons, taking good care of Jiang Yan. As soon as she reached out, she handed over 2 yellow talismans with mysterious patterns painted in cinnabar. Also, hidden breath symbols. The silent talisman can keep your spiritual platform clear and prevent evil spirits from invading your thinking. The hidden breath talisman allows you to conceal your breath and facilitate your actions. Jiang Yan took over those 2 talisman seals. Curiously glanced at it. The subtle fluctuations of the yuan qi above are not weak, and under the hollow and secluded atmosphere, Jiang Yan can roughly estimate that it must have been drawn by Master Xiao Bingyun for her. Although the little girl is proud and coquettish, she is still quite willing after recognizing herself. Thank you, Jiang Yan nodded. Xiao Bingyun was very satisfied with Jiang Yan's childlike attitude and said, "Follow me closely. Don't be impulsive like before. I will use the Maoshan Cow Tier's secret technique to open your yin and yang eyes. Don't be afraid of anything you see later." Speaking. She took out the jade bottle and used willow branches as a medium to ignite the yellow talisman. Then dropped the tears of the cow inside and prepared to wipe it off for Jiang Yan. Looking back at the result, Jiang Yanren is gone. Looking up again, Xiao Bingyun's face turned white with fear. At some point, Jiang Yan was already sitting on the garden bench, hugging the shoulder of a nearby figure reading a newspaper, crossing his legs and feeling very relaxed. Even, brother, would you like a huazi? Jiang Yan lit a cigarette and handed it over. Xiao Bingyun is about to cry. That's so meowing. It's a third-level peak ghost, big brother. Seeking flower reviews, monthly ticket rewards, comments, seeking flower reviews, monthly ticket rewards, comments, seeking flower reviews, monthly ticket rewards, comments, Qingming outing in happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th.